The attacks on Iran have taken place. Khamenei's residence has been destroyed. And a lot of people here in Germany are already going to fill up their tanks since the Strait of Hormuz will probably be closed. Yes, those are the top news stories this morning. I already mentioned it in my video this morning at 5:30 that this military strike will probably happen. And the people, they're happy. Yes, they're really happy in Iran that these airstrikes have finally happened now. That's the very first thing we're going to look at in this video this morning.
Oh, he's got
ligaments.
He's got a gun. Oh, he's got a gun!
Although Iran has shut down all telecommunications, it looks to me, with all the pictures I'm getting this morning, that the people back there are happy. While, of course, the news this morning is already reporting insane mass panic, people fleeing. But we don't see these people at the borders. Instead, all the pictures, and I could show you hundreds of these videos, people are standing in the streets and are actually happy right now because these military strikes were prepared extremely precisely. The only bad thing is that now the Strait of Hormuz will probably be closed, and as a result, the oil price will go up. I hope you already filled up your tank this morning.
Too big. And completely mining the Strait of Hormuz would mean that Iran wouldn't be able to export any oil either. Saudi Arabia couldn't, Bahrain couldn't, the Qataris could get liquefied natural gas out through the strait, but the Iranians couldn't either, their own oil.
That would definitely cause extreme tensions, especially on the Chinese market, because they are one of the biggest main buyers, but also for our liquefied natural gas, which we still urgently need, especially in winter. And if the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and I certainly hope it won't be, but then the gas situation here will escalate even further. Because right now, in these last winter months, or rather the last winter weeks, we absolutely depend on getting these liquefied natural gas ships. But it's also very, very important for next year, for the next heating season. That's something I really missed this morning on WELT, explaining it to people again. The only bad thing is that some politicians here, and I really have to tell you this without making any judgment, some politicians are once again saying that it was a violation of international law. The question I'm asking myself now is, if we were to support Iran the way we've supported Ukraine, you could almost say maybe even Europe as well. Khamenei himself is said to have been brought to a secure bunker and has not commented so far. But you can already see the map showing where the initial strikes took place. And according to the latest reports, aircraft taking off have already been shot down by Iran.
The trigger for the conflict is the dispute over the Iranian nuclear program. Just last night, the foreign minister of mediating Oman stated that Iran was ready for a deal. According to this, Tehran has made important concessions on issues of uranium enrichment and its missile program.
And that's the thing that really shakes me about this whole situation. Yes, I read that this morning, and I didn't read it on Tagesschau, I didn't read it on WELT either, but I read it on Reuters, who already wrote this morning that there is a breakthrough and that now disarmament could take place. And shortly after that, there were the military strikes. I said that I try not to categorize the whole thing here in the videos, but I find it quite concerning. And here I really have to say, Tagesschau is right with what they wrote. They had a breakthrough. And after that, there was an attack. So I seriously have to ask myself, is this about oil? Is this once again about rare earths? Or is it about possibly drying out China after they may have just made a deal with Germany? So this situation this time is much, much more precarious. And let me ask you directly, are you interested in me reporting on this conflict? Or do you say, no, that doesn't concern me at all? Please write that down below. I will definitely make a poll about it.
They report that there have been attacks in Isfahan or in Karaj, which are all places where nuclear facilities are also located. We don't yet know details about the extent, exact location, or casualties. There's no information on that now.
The attacks mainly came from the Iraqi side. And what's also there are huge deposits of rare earths, which are now needed in the race for technology. And I mean, hey, let's all be honest for a moment, okay? Yes, China is a huge buyer of all of this, especially oil. And now that Europe has just been to China and will probably start something with the Chinese, the same goes here. When it comes to raw materials, it really leaves a bad taste. This attack now, I don't know. Do you see it differently? Feel free to write it below. Why exactly? After what just happened, where there was an agreement this morning, unless they're trying to free the people and establish bridgeheads there. But even then, we have to ask, why weren't the other nuclear facilities attacked?
Trump was unhappy and said at a press conference that things are moving too slowly for him. There are no clear concessions to report. And what was also interesting overnight was that the negotiators from Oman quickly gave a statement on American television, probably to calm the situation a bit. And they said that the Iranians are indeed ready to practically end their nuclear program.
So, what we have to note, however, and this is absolutely undisputed, before we get to the last clip, I will keep you updated on this news today. Both the Iranians and the Israelis are pleased about this initial strike that has taken place. And that's something where we have to say we should actually stay out of it. But on the other hand, and this is much, much more important, if both population groups there approve of it and are both happy about it, then we definitely must not condemn this war. And it's still the case that the people themselves are, of course, allowed to be happy about a government overthrow. Personally, I would also be happy if this government would just go away. And I would probably also be sitting out on the streets cheering because deep down I really, really want a regime change. The Israelis feel threatened, the Iranians feel exploited, the Iranians are out on the streets celebrating. Because there was this first strike, Donald Trump has now made it very clear once again that all of this is taking too long for him. Then came the breakthrough, now comes the first strike. I strongly assume that the regime is supposed to be overthrown. And that, I'll just say it like this, the top leadership is supposed to be wiped out or at least get a serious warning shot. That Islamism will also be pushed back further here, that's my, let's say, perspective on the whole thing, but feel free to write yours below. If you like this format, feel free to let me know below. I'll also do a poll in a moment.